Hey guys, this is Miss Holly. Welcome to Geometry with Miss Holly and Miss Reisman. I'm going to go over our syllabus with you, for those of you who prefer to watch some videos instead of reading everything. I know that I'm somebody like that. I like to hear things instead of reading them, or actually, honestly, I like doing both. I think it's the best. So, this is your syllabus, so you can go back and this video will be available to you. You can watch it as much as you like. And you can sit down with your parents or your guardians or your brother or your sister, whoever you want, and listen to it when you get home. So, the first page is just a letter saying, welcome, we're glad you're in my class, all that kind of awesome, good stuff, talking about the importance of geometry and math in general, how many real-world applications it has, and you're going to see a lot of them in this class. Working together, super, super important. Study groups, super, super important. Keep in mind, copying, different situation. When you copy things, you don't learn them, all right? And I do not approve of people copying, nor do I approve of people letting other people copy. So both people will get zeros. I am quite a stickler for that, so keep that in mind. Another thing, I am here for you. Miss Reisman is here for you. We are all about supporting you any way that we can. I will be calling your parents, your guardians, to hopefully to just brag about how awesome you're doing. So I really like giving positive phone calls, so make sure that you're looking for those. I do have a website that has a ton of information on it. We are moving towards Canvas though. You guys will not have access to that until August 31st, and you're going to get trained on it in this class with me. So stuff will kind of slowly move over to there. But since you don't have that right now, I wanted to give you access to my website, and that website will stay up for you guys. You can always go back. I have videos if you want to see what unit is coming up next. You can go and see resources from last year. Okay, and then this is a QR code to that website. QR codes are a very big deal in this class. If you have a device and you can bring it in with you, that would be fantastic. If you want to download the QR app, you can just type in QR. Any of the free apps will work. You'll never have to type in a URL to your phone or your device again, which is awesome. I am the girls lacrosse coach as well, so kind of keep that in mind for spring. And then HCPSS put together this phenomenal website with extra help and extra support and examples and different things for you guys and as a family to work on different math stuff together at home to help you out, okay? Big thing, you are a mathematics student, okay? So this is your job, okay? And this is your job description. So we have these things called the 8 math practices. I'm going to talk about them, and they're the 8 things that to be a successful math student, we want to make sure that you can do. And not just a successful math student, but a successful student and a successful person in general. So take a look at these. We're going to focus on them. We'll try and focus on a couple of them a day, see which ones we're using. A lot of times we'll be using all of them, but we'll say which ones stick out the most and different things like that. So make sure that you're kind of looking through those different jobs. And this is just written in an easier to read way, okay? All right, let's go to the good stuff. You are in geometry. You are my orange team. Everything is going to be color-coded in orange. Orange is my favorite color, all right? And we are in room 605, the one with the disco ball, all right? So things that you need to bring to class: pencils, 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 and when you're done with that, you should probably bring some pencils. Erasers are always a good choice as well. This is a math class. If you really, really like taking notes in pen, that's totally fine with me. But tests and quizzes have to be done in pencil. A lot of times there's multiple choice sections, so you need to have a pencil with you. Highlighters or colored pencils are going to be used every day. Geometry is super visual, so we're going to have all these pictures. We're going to need to pop out part of the pictures to see what's going on more clearly. So if you have a preference, please bring your own. We do have colored pencils in the room, but it's always more fun to have a couple that are your own and your favorite colors. I like 3-ring binders with dividers. You're going to get a lot of papers in this class. If you are very good at being organized by using a folder or by using an accordion, that's fine, but we have ring binders are the preferred choice. You are going to need either a composition book or a spiral notebook, and it's going to be left in class. That's where your warm-ups and your exit tickets are going to be. If you need one, please let me know. If it's not something that you guys can get, please let us know and we'll see what we can work out. But if you can come with a composition book or a spiral notebook, and it will be left in class. You also need lined paper to write on, and you do need graph paper. Maybe not a ton of it, but we are going to be graphing things. It's a lot easier if you have some graph paper. All you need as far as calculators is just a scientific calculator. It does need to have trig buttons on it, so you'll see signs, sine, cosine, and tangent, which will look like sine, cosine, and tangent. So you need to look for these buttons on your calculator and make sure that it has those. That's really the only thing you have to have. We do have some calculators in the classroom, of course, absolutely, that you can use. It doesn't have to be one of those big graphing calculators, but if you already have one of those, they're awesome and they totally work. And if you want to get one of those and you don't want to pay $100, there is a nice little QR code here for you. It's also linked up to the math department website, and it has some information about how you can buy a used graphing calculator for significantly less money, or there's a really cool website where you can rent graphing calculators for like $3 a month, as low as $3 a month, and they are rent to own, so a lot of times that makes it a lot easier to get one. If you're planning on going to college, if you're planning on taking Algebra 2 next year, you are going to want a graphing calculator. It'll make your life a little easier. Okay, this is geometry, so a compass and a ruler and a protractor are important things to have. There is a straight edge on the protractor, so you don't necessarily need a separate ruler. There's also rulers in your agenda books that you're going to get. But we are going to be doing constructions with these. Compass is what you can make a circle with. Protractor is what you measure angles with. There is a class set, absolutely, but we do some fun projects and different things, so if you maybe want to have a set at home, not a huge deal. You are going to get a textbook, but we will let you know when you bring it. You don't have to bring it every day. Do not worry. Okay. Grading policy. Tests, quizzes, and projects are going to count for 70% of your overall grade, and then your homework and classwork, which absolutely includes participation, is going to be 30% of your grade. There will be at least 2 days notification for all tests, and it's not necessary. There will be on the board for you as they're coming up, and then online through Canvas will be posted. And then we can give quizzes without any notice if need be. It's not really my style, but if it needs to happen, it will happen. These are usually, all the tests and quizzes are set at the beginning of the quarter, and you can, if you ask Ms. Reisman or I, we can give you a single sheet of paper that has a whole quarter on it with all the tests and quizzes laid out for you, if that will help you in your studying. Makeup tests and quizzes are only going to be given if you have an excused absence, so make sure you get those excused notes in, and you do need to do them in a timely fashion. So if you were absent for 2 days, you have 2 days to make things up. So you need to make sure that you come in right away, or you email me if you're absent right away, and, you know, hey, Ms. Holly, what did I miss? A lot of times I can send you the work electronically so that you're caught up, because we all know that missing days is really frustrating. So just make sure that you communicate and you let me know what I can do to help you as soon as you can. So you are going to have warm-ups and closing every day. They're going to be part of your classwork grade. They are going to be in your composition book or your spiral notebook. You should expect homework every night. There is going to be a couple nights where you don't have homework. I do not believe in giving busy work. I think it's silly. So if there's nothing of value for me to give you, you will not have homework. But you also need to understand the flip side of that is if I give you material, then you need to know that it's worthwhile and you need to spend the appropriate time on it. Okay? You are responsible for copying it down from the sideboard. Okay? Sometimes we get through class and, you know, maybe we got through a little further than we needed, or we meant to, or maybe we didn't get quite as far as we needed to, and we had to kind of change the homework real quick. Make sure that you have it copied down properly, okay? And you do have to show work for credit. That is huge. You cannot leave blanks. You cannot just put question marks or circle things. If you're confused on something, you need to write out a question, not just IDK or I don't know, like I didn't know how to start. I got to this point, I wasn't sure what this word meant. Something that shows me that you actually put some thought and effort into the assignment, okay? Homework can be collected at any time. It's probably rare, but if it needs to happen, it will. You're also allowed 3 late turn-ins per quarter. So you're going to get a sheet of paper, and it'll have them on it. So if you just didn't get to your homework, or you had a soccer game and you didn't get to it, or you forgot about it, you left it at home, whatever it was, you can cut out one of the late turn-ins, you can staple it to the assignment. You still have to do the assignment, but you may turn it in late into the bin in the back of the room. But it does need to be completed, and it does need to have a late turn-in on it. So you only get 3 per quarter, so use them wisely, okay? If you don't use those late passes during the quarter, you can turn them in at the end of the quarter for a little bit of extra credit. But you have to remember to turn them in. I will not remind you. You gotta be on your game with us. Having an organized binder or folder, however you put your materials together, but it being organized is so important, and it really, I mean, it can bump your grade up, like, seriously, because you know where things are and you don't have to spend time ruffling through things. So if you need help with that, if organization is something that maybe you're making one of your goals for the quarter, definitely set up time to see Miss Reisman. She is like the organization queen. Or if you start off organized and then you end up getting disorganized, when you get to a point where you're starting, oh no, I'm starting to get disorganized, set up an appointment, meet with Miss Reisman. I mean, you can also meet with me, of course, but she is like the organized queen. She's awesome, okay? So just make sure that you take care of things like that. Easy ways to boost your grades: staying organized, doing your homework. Super, super easy ways. These are the topics that we're going to cover in the class. So in case you're interested, they're here for you. Probability is at the very end of the year. It's super fun. I'm super excited. I love geometry. I've been teaching it many, many years with Miss Reisman, and you guys are going to have fun. All right, general procedures. We follow school rules. They will be enforced in this classroom, so a couple to highlight are the honor code, okay, as well as personal communication devices, tablets, cell phones. Does anybody even own an iPad anymore? I'm not really sure. So all of those things, remember, they cannot be seen, heard, or used from bell to bell. So if you need to go to the bathroom, you go to the bathroom, that doesn't mean you pull your phone out, okay? You are also going to be using your devices in this class. So you definitely don't want them to be taken away from you, because it will hinder you from getting the work that you need, okay? There's going to be days where you're going to be using them in class with QR codes, watching videos, all sorts of stuff, okay? The other big thing is the attendance policy. You are expected to be in this class, physically in this class, at least 95% of the time, okay? So anything beyond that, you can be denied credit for the class, all right? Make sure that you respect everyone in the classroom, whether they are a teacher, whether they're a student, whether they're a guest. Make sure that you're listening to them and you're being a positive influence on the class. We are very pro-positive peer pressure here, and there are going to be guests in the class. Sometimes other people come in, tell us what they do in their job with math. Sometimes other teachers come in and just want to see the awesome stuff we're doing, okay? When the bell rings, you are not running into the room, okay? You need to already be in your seat. You need to have your homework out, because Mr. Reisman's going to be walking around checking it, okay? You need to be working on your warm-up. You need to have your pencil already sharpened. You're not walking around the room. you're already sitting and starting class. When the bell rings, class starts. We're not getting started, okay? And make sure that you are copying down the homework or that you've already copied it down. If you aren't doing these things, you are considered late to class, okay? So it's not whether you're physically in the room, it's whether you're physically starting the class. Please make sure that you pay attention. Participate in lessons. The more you participate, the more you understand the material. Mark questions. This is so important, I put it twice. Mark questions that you cannot complete by actually writing questions. Okay, blanks, question marks, not going to get you credit. All assignments, warm-ups, closings, tests, quizzes, whatever, they need to have your name. They need to have what class you are in. I teach more than one geometry class. They need to have the date on them. The name is so I know who you are and I know I can give you points. Class period is to make my life slightly easier, and I appreciate it. And date is to make your life easier when you get stuff back, because when you're going back through all of your stuff to study for tests and midterms, it's so much easier if you have the date already on them. Make sure that you stay seated until the bell rings. I dismiss you, not the bell. It is very rare that I would hold you even a second past the bell. But if I'm in the middle of a sentence, it's just kind of rude if you get up and leave. I don't really appreciate it, so please make sure that you're being respectful. Part of your homework and classwork is taking notes for people who are absent. So you'll only have to do this once or twice in a quarter. And there's a really nice, easy sheet to fill out of what we did for the day. What's awesome is if you are absent, you're going to be able to go to a binder in the back of the room and just open it up and get a little snapshot of what we did for the day and what worksheets were handed out. And it just makes it a lot easier when people come back. We kind of have a nice record of what we've done each day. No food or drinks except for a clear bottle of clear water. No, I would really love to not have mice in my class. That would be super awesome. And gum, no. And everyone swears that they're not going to be the person that puts it under the desk, but somehow it still gets put under desks. And that is just inappropriate and not fair to other people sitting there and to our custodial workers who work so hard to keep a nice, clean school for us. Students can access grades and course material. This is new stuff, new links to stuff, because there's no more family portal. So students are going to access grades and course material on Synergy and Canvas. Okay, and you guys are going to go through hcpss.me. You should be pretty familiar with this link. That's where you used to go for, or you still go, for the Google Drive and all that stuff. Parents, you guys are going to check the grades and the attendance, because I can see your attendance, guys, through HCPS Connect. So there's a website here for you guys. I'm not sure that they're going to be active. Either one of them will be active until August 31st. Before that, though, you can sign in to update your emergency contact information. Please, please, please make sure that you do that. All right? Last little thing, we will be using technology often in this class. Make sure that you're using it appropriately. Return it in a condition conducive to others being able to use it. Okay? I love using computers. I love using tablets. We have an interactive board in our room, but if things aren't used appropriately, we can't use them. Okay? So and that even goes for compasses and protractors and calculators. Those are technologies. Okay? We need to take care of them because they cost money and because other people need to be able to use them. All right? If you cannot handle using them properly, you will not be allowed to use them. Okay? You're going to receive a 0 for whatever assignment is going on. If we're on the laptops and you are clicking over to a music station or you're checking your email and that's not what we're doing, or you're looking at the new shoes that are up, you're going to get a 0 for the assignment. You're going to get a detention, and it's not going to be a good time. Okay? So we're just going to have way more fun this year if you just do what you need to do. Okay? And then I reserve the right to kind of change these things if something comes up in the middle of the year. Maybe we need to add something or change a rule a little bit to make it work for us. keep in mind that that is a possibility, okay? The last 2 pages are contact info and fun stuff about you, so if you can just circle which class period you're in for me, that would be great. Put your name here for me. If you'd like to fill out the contact information part online, you can. It's on my website, which link is on the front page. You don't have to. I don't mind paper copies. They don't bother me. Please let me know what you have access to. So when you go home, do you have access to a computer or a tablet? Do you have access to internet? Or do you not? If everybody does, you know, it's kind of nice to know. If not, you want to make sure that I know so that I can give you some extra resources, okay? And then just make sure that students, you put your name here, that you've read through these or you've listened through them. That's fine as well. And you're going to make an honest effort to behave appropriately and do work to the best of your ability. And then make sure you give me a little signature. And parents, if you can write your names here and give me a little signature, that you've read or listened to this, and you're going to encourage your child to abide by the guidelines, that would be awesome. My last little note, if you do fill this out by hand, please make sure that I can read it. It would be awesome if I could read it. And you could just put a little star next to which number or email is the best way to contact you if you prefer email or notes. And feel free to write me a little note on here if you want to. And then students, can you tell me all the fun stuff about you? So if you are named David and you like to go by Dave, make sure you tell me here. Or if you go by your middle name, I know some people do. Throw your birthday on there. We like to celebrate with you. We like to sing to you, okay? And then if you're involved in any after-school activities at Hammond, or if you want to be, we have a ton of clubs here. There's like a club for everything. And if there's not one, you can make one, which is super awesome. So make sure you tell me what's your favorite stuff. Obviously, if you tell me what your favorite superhero is. I'm not telling you what mine is, even though I'm sure if you've been in my classroom, you might have figured it out. What's your favorite thing about math? Don't you dare put nothing or leave this blank. Everybody's got to have something that they like about math. And then, what's your least favorite thing about math? You can write nothing in this one if you want to, but it's not going to hurt my feelings, okay? If you have a least favorite thing about math, that's totally fine. And then if you could improve on one thing this year, specifically in math, what would it be? All right? And then anything else you want to tell me, you want to draw me a picture, you want to tell me a joke, you can put that here, okay? So I'm super excited for the year. I cannot wait to get to know all of you. Please let Ms. Reisman know if you need anything. We love to help, and that is what we're here for, all right?